Today I wanted to talk about Chunkz because I feel like Chunkz recently has been getting violated so much and I kind of feel sorry for him.
Wait till you see the...
Now this Chunkz guy from about 2016, 17, 18 had the whole YouTube UK scene just in a chokehold. I mean, when his videos started popping, literally every single person in that nan was copying his style of videos. You know, sitting down with their friends, making jokes, challenges, guess the song challenge, guess the flag challenge. Anyways, the point is, everyone used to love this guy, and recently I've just been seeing him get a lot of hate, and he might have been doing a couple questionable things here and there, but still, he is still getting a bit too much hate. I mean, over the last, 6 months, there's probably been about 3-4 times that Chunkz has been trending on Twitter because he's just been getting violated. I mean, one of the big reasons as to why he got violated a lot recently was when he had Lil Nas X over at his house, and he took a picture and posted it on his Instagram, and he just got absolutely crucified, like all the Muslims as well getting onto him, and I'm Muslim as well, so this is a bit of a controversial topic, but the violations were so peak that he had to jump off social media. I'm pretty sure he jumped off social media back then because it was too much. And when Chunkz uploaded this picture of him, Speed and Lil Nas X, my first instinct was, I can probably work out what happened. Speed was already streaming at Chunkz' house. Speed must have got a text from Lil Nas X saying, I'm in London right now, can I come over? Chunkz, you know, he's not really gonna say no. And then Lil Nas X came round. Lil Nas X being like the most famous person that has ever come to the house. Obviously they must have taken a picture because, you know, at the end of the day, Chunkz is an influencer and people want to know stuff that happens. I mean, I guess some people would want to know that, no? Maybe this is just a content creator inside of me trying to sympathize, but when you take a picture of someone, it doesn't necessarily mean you agree with everything that person does, because I know Lil Nas X gets, you know, he is tapped, like the guy is basically some next devil worshipper twerking on the devil, like, you know, that doesn't need any explaining. And just because you have a picture with someone doesn't necessarily mean you agree with everything they do. Like, for example, let's say Donald Trump randomly came to my house and, you know, I take a picture with him and upload it to my Instagram because, you know, that is a mad thing. That doesn't mean I flipping agree with everything the guy says about deportation and whatever mad things he says. It's just showing people that, look, I'll do Donald Trump. It doesn't, you know, taking a picture of someone doesn't mean that you support them. Like, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that the way people go about trying to advise Muslims in particular, when you advise someone, the best way to do it is, you know, in an understanding way. If someone like Chunkz or a Muslim friend of yours does do something a little bit controversial, a bit tapped, then the way to correct them would be to privately tell them, not just like, you know, say, oh, bro, you fell off for this, like, you know, astaghfirullah, this or that. Like, I get it. Man's Muslim as well, so this is quite controversial, but still, you know, if you're one of them people that just, I mean, let me read out some of the comments. Bro, you're Muslim and you have the man who twerked on the devil at your crib, okay? You fell off for this. Like, even though some of that might be true, I don't know. If you were trying to convince someone that what they're doing is wrong, I don't know if they'd listen if you speak to them in that kind of manner. Does that make sense? No, this ain't it, bro. You need at least 45 Jummas to clear this one. Bro, surely as a Muslim, you don't want to associate with a brother who twerks on the devil. Like, they're all valid points, and to be fair, when his post was even uploaded, I didn't even like it because I was just kind of confused. I was like, damn, I know people are going to go crazy when they see Chunkz with Lil Nas X. But that's just one time that everyone's been on his case. Chunkz also got violated when he was caught lacking in the club singing to Chris Brown. That was peak, man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Chunkz was in the club with Chris Brown at the same time. He was about like 10 meters away from him. He had a microphone in his hand, and obviously Chris Brown was playing out loud, and he thought, you know what, let me just sing, see if Chris Brown kind of, you know, clocks him, because, you know, if you're like 10 meters away from one of your idols, then you might be, you know, trying to get their attention. Now, you see, Chunkz obviously got caught lacking because, you know, he was sweating as well. He just looks so peak. But the funny thing is, literally any person would be doing the exact same thing in the club. Like, obviously, man, don't go to the club or anything like that, but I can imagine most of you guys watching this, if you were in a situation like that and someone that you really look up to was there, you had a microphone and you're already some sort of influencer, so there might be a chance that he might, you know, recognize you or something. You know, you'd probably be trying to do the same thing, like sing along. But yeah, anyways, just because it was Chunkz, he got absolutely torn apart. And then I also remember how Chunkz made a tweet about Man United losing 8-2, and people were just saying to him, yeah, you ate too much, and talking about, and then just still getting onto him about how he was in the club with Chris Brown, even though it was a while ago. But the thing that I find wet is when people say stuff like this, aren't you busy selling your soul for clout? This guy stopped music for religion but continues making blind date videos. Hypocrisy at its finest. That's just wet, in my opinion. Like, I'm pretty sure they say you should always assume the best of people, and, you know, calling people hypocrites and stuff like that. It just goes to show people will switch up on you so quickly. Even though there might be some truth to it, like, you know, he did say he was going to stop music because of, you know, Islam, but then he still might do it here and there. I mean, I basically do the same thing as well. Look, people aren't perfect. No one's perfect. That's the thing. Someone might say, oh, hypocrisy at its finest, he's doing this and he's doing that, but I can guarantee you, like, I can literally guarantee you that the people making these tweets, they're not perfect as well. They're just not famous to have been caught lacking. Like I'm telling you, what Chunkz did in the club with Chris Brown, if If that was any other person, they do the same thing, but they're just not famous, so they didn't get violated for it, and they didn't do it either. And oftentimes, it's always the Muslim police who are on his back. And if you don't know what the Muslim police are, they're basically, you know, Muslims who will get onto you if you do something wrong. But the reason people often refer to them as the Muslim police is because they kind of do it in a way where, I don't know, they don't do it in necessarily the best way. They'll just get onto you if you do something wrong. Like if you're a Muslim who's famous, whatever, and you do something wrong, they'll kind of just harass you, or they say you're a hypocrite, you're doing this, this, and this. But they don't usually do it in a way which is kind of productive or effective. They'll just get onto you. If you want to advise someone who's doing something wrong, you're supposed to do it in a way which is, you know, a way that they can actually learn from what they're doing. But if you just say to someone, oh, you're a hypocrite, you're doing this, you're doing that, I mean, who's going to listen to that? That's not the way you get through to someone. Anyways, if you're one of those people that just spends time hating or saying stuff like, oh, you fell off, you're a hypocrite, this and that, then I don't know, that's not really winner's mentality. You'll never really see people who are mad successful wasting time just, you know, with their Twitter fingers online. So don't be that person, basically. Anyways, you know, it's been a while since I last uploaded, when you can see my hair's growing so much. But what are you man saying there? I can't lie, it's growing on me. You know, having no curls. Look at this England country. There's literally a TV right there. I don't know why, but I feel like that just sums up how the UK is. Just random TVs on the floor. Anyways, catch you lot in a bit. Bow.